Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. It's been a whole week
It's been
since
a
we've
week.
been here on Mayor's
been a
Update.
week.
But what a week! Family Day weekend
Yeah.
in it. Got a chance to get away up to the
Mhm.
north. 4 feet of snow on the deck.
Oh my
But
goodness.
beautiful grandkids and family, and
Mhm.
it was great. I'm glad it came back last night, so I could be well rested for today.
Yep.
Council went a little long. I apologize to all those that may be waiting on here, ready to get on to Mayor's Update. We're a little late because I don't know. Mayor's organization skills seem to have abandoned him today. We're I don't know what 15 minutes or so late.
Yeah, just about 15 minutes late. But
We apologize. This is what happens on these holiday Tuesdays, or the Tuesdays following a Monday holiday, where council has to be on the same night as Mayor's Update.
Mhm.
It's what happens.
Yeah.
Right? I still say Mayor's Update on Wednesday or Thursday. Well, I could go to Caps Off after. No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
just an incredible place, Caps Off.
Well,
I must say.
we solved most of the problems of the world there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, please ask us
Mhm.
any questions you have.
Yep.
Right? Let's get as many questions in as we can tonight. We don't have a deep agenda from council or anything. We
Mhm.
don't have a huge amount because it's past Valentine's Day and it's past.
Everyone's kind of relaxing. We just had Family Day weekend.
We got stuff going on, but not
Mhm.
huge amounts like we had in the past few weeks.
Yeah. Well, it's surprising because January used to be fairly slow.
Yeah, no,
Now
comes back with a vengeance.
packed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so many things.
Oh, so you took time off at Christmas, did you?
How dare you? How dare you?
Here's 100 things you need to talk about right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So events wise, we talked about the mayor's luncheon. What else was going on? There was a bunch of stuff.
Well, I was away, but I don't know. This week is jam packed full of interviews and other people too. It's this part time mayor job is just not what
not
you
the
might
part time
think it
thing you
is,
thought it was.
right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of things going on, different meetings. Another community wanting to talk to us about homelessness and housing and what we've been able to do. Just other groups wanting to share what St. Thomas has been doing out there, which is just great with us. We love sharing, so it's great.
It's incredible. And like you were doing at the mayor's luncheon with the mayor from Southold and the mayor from Central Elgin, it's talking about the collaboration side of things.
Oh, yeah.
And just over this Family Day weekend, I'm doing things in St. Thomas.
Right.
I'm doing things out in Southold. I live in Central Elgin. We're also there.
Yeah,
so we're at Wildflowers.
You got to do them all now.
I know. I've got all
Wildflowers
three.
did a neat event too.
Such a wonderful brunch.
I'm glad I got to go away, but I would have. There's 2 or 3 things I said. When you don't stay home on this weekend, this is what you get. Right? So you're right.
And then if you go away, you feel like you're missing out because you see all the stuff that's happening.
That's right.
But at the same time,
you can't do it all, and you want to spend time with family from time to time, just isolated and away, and get to do just that. But even I went up Wednesday and came back last night, so up to Oliphant, and I spent a great deal of time in Zoom meetings.
Yeah,
and I'm thankful that I can. That I can go, and Stephanie says, "Okay, go ahead, half an hour. I'll take the dogs. I'll do something for half an hour." But and so I kept breaking the day into my next interview is until 2:00, right? And it seemed to work out okay.
Yeah.
But this is what you get with when you're doing some good things in your community, but you got to share time with family. So.
Absolutely, and we've got one event coming up as well from one of our sponsors. It's called Bunny and Brew Badass Jukebox Bingo. So it's a 19+ event.
Yes. There'll be drinking and bingoing.
Yes, April 2nd. So we promised we'd give a shout out for the Queso Station because that helps raise funds for them.
Absolutely.
And then Employment Services Elgin has their Find Your Job Match open house on February 20th from 1 to 5 p.m.
Is that Sunday?
I think it's Friday.
Friday.
It's the 17th. I know
it will be Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm planning to be at it. It's in my calendar. I've gone by it a couple of times. I just can't tell you what day of the week it is. Do you find the same thing? And I'll ask the folks at home. When we have a holiday Monday, my week is screwed up. I know today is Tuesday because I've said it 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Feels like a Monday. So tomorrow I'm going to wake up and go, it's already Wednesday. How did this happen?
Right? And it's my sleep schedule's been a bit crazy for some reason over the past weekend. So then you know what? I had meetings. I was doing shooting for the Impact Awards.
Yes.
Because they're coming up fast. 2 months away, Joe.
Oh, I know.
This is the chamber.
You know how fast things go. The chamber has way too much going on.
So many things.
Tell Paul I said that.
I will. And Paul might be watching. He normally does.
I get and then this, and then this, and then no.
So we're out.
The representation of business in our community is more than adequate. Way to go.
Second to none.
Yeah.
And we were out. One of the ones we were at was Element 5.
Oh, yes.
And again, they were talking about how amazing our community is. The support that they
have.
How
amazing they are to be in our community too. And we had a day last week also with PowerCo.
Yes.
With city officials, council, and city leadership team, and PowerCo's leadership team, because we kept running into each other. We didn't know who we were. I know a lot, have met a lot of them, but it was really quite unique to hear their whole story. Right.
It was really well put together.
Right? Yeah. Great. And I know that I got some pictures from that today, and sometime late tonight I'll get to look at the pictures from there. Let's get home and not watch TV tonight.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask too as well, how has the retirement announcement gone?
It's been spectacular. Certainly, you have a lot of people saying, we're sorry, we're going to miss you. And we have a bunch of other people say, hurry up and leave. It's just fine. Politics has that thing. But I'll tell you personally, and you talk about sleep deprived, I slept so soundly this weekend after making that announcement last week that it kind of was a bit of a release. And
it's that kind of the endorphins are just...
I wasn't awake in the middle of the night thinking about, am I doing the right thing or not? It had been done. I'm doing it. It's great. And certainly I'll thank all of you for the input you've given me. We got 8 more months of work, and we talked about that twice at council tonight, how much more we've got to get done in that period of time before we elect what that next council is going to look like. And we hope it's this exact same council.
Right.
With whatever improvements we can make to it. So, this is a big change, right? And whenever you try to do great, big personal change, it's not easy. Stephanie and I looked at it and prayed a lot about it and talked about how we were going to get there. And once we kind of had the release that, I don't get to pick who the next mayor is. I can only get to pick that there will be a next mayor because I get to resign. And then it really came kind of together in a much smoother, blessing for St. Thomas kind of way. It really was somewhat of a release. To tell you the truth, we've got 8 more months of mayor's update.
You already look like you just all this stress is just kind of like washed off.
The stress is gone, but I got to put it in a different box now. And I can go in and get it when it's something to do with PowerCo or something to do with road construction or something. And it was a large chunk, right? And as you know, my health was not great since Christmas on, with different vertigo problems and had. And as they each get better, then I get a lot better. I got to sit in my garage at the cottage, the lake house, the other place up north, whatever. In the winter, that becomes the smoking lounge. Not allowed to smoke I'm not out on the deck. It's too cold. And so had a nice cigar and talked politics and life with my brother and for a couple of hours the other day. And I went,
amazing.
This gave me back like a whole week's worth of relaxing. It was
probably giving you years worth of your life.
No, way back. I can't wait to get up there again come springtime when the snow's melted off a little bit, and we've got lots of stuff to get done. But look, we got lots to do here in the city, and Mayor's Update's a great way for you to find out what's going on in the city. So questions, please.
Yeah, we got one in from Jeff Wedlake, and this is a great question. I've seen this pop in. Brian Poirier has mentioned this on St. Thomas Happenings numerous times. He says, what's happened to that older heritage sign, the Pinafore Park sign? Any chance it could return to the entrance this spring?
Well, no, not likely. The board itself is not in great shape. So a recreation of it would have to be done. But we're really looking at what should we do with the sign entrances, our kind of branding for St. Thomas and stuff too. So we'll bring it back to you too. We'll ask some questions, but that sign is probably would not have lasted this winter, even in the wind and snow of this winter, if it was up in front of the park. So it's been saved, maybe to be preserved, maybe a nice place to put it inside the one of the pavilions or something where it's out of the weather. But that's going to be up to Adrian and her team and the council team when the designs come back. But that's the answer on the Pinafore Park sign. Look, we went for a while without a sign there, and that was terrible for out-of-towners saying, where's Pinafore Park? Where's Pinafore Park? So at least the sign there now is very clear that you're now at Pinafore Park. So let's let's get by through the spring as to that's the direction, but we'll be doing some thoughts on branding and signage.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah. No, thank you, Jeff. I've been meaning to ask that one too, because I've seen it pop up there and I was like, yeah, what's happening?
I'm game to answer the question. Some people may not like the answer.
That's the way it goes.
Doesn't mean we didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tony Bendel saying, hi, Joe, in the future, you're sitting down with the grandkids and telling them something from your mayor days. What is one thing that you will tell them from sitting in the captain's chair? What are you most proud of?
Well, I said it when I left Parliament, that I couldn't wait to be able to tell Adam when he grew up, my eldest grandchild, about the friends I made, about how fun it was to do the job. And everybody always thinks these are great leadership roles and they're tough, right? Well, I was watching Ronald Reagan this morning. So just to interpret it that, where he said, I don't own the presidency. I don't own the mayorship. Yeah. It's a great, fun time given to me by the people of St. Thomas for 8 years. And I am so proud I got a chance to do it. So that's what I'll share, is that the people of St. Thomas trusted in me to give me 8 years to help lead the community. But at the end of that time, I have to give the job back. I can take the memories, but I can't take the job. So Tony, that may be the most fun thing. And there are people who occasionally say, well, you get real all softy and mushy. Yeah, I get it. It's part of who I am. It is fun to do this. It is meaningful to do it. And it's sometimes a little, hard on your sleeve. You're going to be, a little sad about leaving a job that you like that much, but never be sad about leaving something you've had this much fun doing. At the moment, yes. In the future, no. You'll remember. It's amazing how good memories flood back, not bad memories.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that's one really wise thing to take from that. David Young saying, happy Tuesday, gentlemen. Was wondering if the city could do anything about all the dog that is not being picked up in the city. Congratulations on your upcoming retirement, Joe. You will be missed. Yeah.
Well, we can ask you to help. Obviously, if we're having some of our inconsiderate dog owners, people say, why isn't bylaw doing more about it? Well, bylaw doesn't go pick up other people's dog shit, right? Bylaw finds people if they saw it happening.
Right, but
how likely are you to have someone not pick up their dog crap if the bylaw officer is standing beside them? So we get through the spring, and as we start to get into spring cleanups, then we do a pretty good job of cleaning up. I just don't understand. Put your dog crap in a bag and then throw it in the woods. I don't understand. Look, don't put it in the damn bag. Just be an asshole. I mean, that's truly what you're being. So just be one, right? You don't have to follow me. Please, just clean up after your pets. We have 3 puppies, and you should see the bags Stephanie carries around and we carry around to help clean up, to make sure that occurs. So I don't know the solution. I just don't. It's a taser, perhaps. I don't know.
Or maybe you could have squirt bottles. And they get activated when they notice people have done that.
It's just ridiculous to think that someone would think. And how many times have you had a cup in your hand and we're going to throw it out of the car?
Never. I've never wanted to do that.
It's always gone on the floor, and sometime later I clean up the car.
Yeah.
Right. So I know you're consciously thinking about it. There's nobody out there that says, my dog just took a crap and I'm not going to clean it up. They just said, my dog just took a crap. Nobody's around. Yeah. So I'm going to walk away from it. Okay, well, what kind of person are you? I mean, that's what you think of your community. It's what you think of your dog. Right.
So here's one too. Yep. So we're at Winterfest, right?
Yep.
And they're giving out free hot dogs, free hot chocolate.
Oh, excellent.
And people are not littering. It was so nice to see.
No, it's amazing when you have a community crowd, how little litter you actually get. And
We've talked about this
on nostalgia nights and stuff like that. The garbage can gets overflowing, and we have to empty the garbage cans because people are so conscientious in front of other people to clean up.
But we're walking around, we grab the last couple little things, and it takes maybe an hour after nostalgia nights.
Right. No.
Everything's back to normal.
Right.
It's incredible.
It's just, it is somewhat of the, if you can't see me, I don't care enough to not do it. But if you see me, I will do something. So I guess that's the best we can hope for. But,
and if you see it, mention it to somebody, but that can be awkward too. So I don't know.
Well, no, and you don't want to get into a fight with someone about
not worth it.
But just a quick word of, hey, I saw your dog. You didn't pick up after your dog. but I guess that's who you are. I try to use humor.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean, I really appreciate it if you could maybe clean up after yourself and your dog.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Let's just jump into the comments here again. Julian's on. Hi, Julian. Thanks for joining us. Fran, shout out to Albert from Doyle, Prendergast, and vendors for putting on an amazing lunar celebration pop-up at Horton Market tonight. Absolutely.
Oh,
nicely done.
Yeah, the lunar.
The Chinese New Year.
The year of
Happy
the horse.
Chinese New Year. Yes.
Year of the horse. Hey. That's right. That's all I got for Chinese New Year.
Yeah. We were up at the Mandarin earlier this week.
Fantastic. They do that well.
We were just talking about it's like a blast from the past because I feel like there used to be a lot of places like the Mandarin back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Did a Lunar New Year's, and I used to go to the Bill Fair used to help put on the one in London.
Okay,
with the Chinese community,
yep.
and I went every year. Of course, I was the MP, and I was invited to more things. I guess not so much the Mayor of St. Thomas apparently, but always fun. And you're right. It used to be a bigger thing, and the Chinese community in this area is growing and growing.
Yeah,
my daughter-in-law. What do you call it? Yes, married my stepson. So they had a baby named Lily, and so I got from Lily today, who's about a month old. Happy Chinese New Year, Papa. So there we are.
Right? I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really great, and it's just seeing all that culture there when you're there, and it was packed.
Yeah,
and very positive. All right, Dale says, why is bylaw not enforcing the 2-hour parking on Talbot Street and side streets? You never see the bylaw or car bylaw officers on the streets anymore.
Well, I do. So I don't know what
I'm glad I don't.
Yeah,
I'm over 2 hours.
It is what it is. I mean, part of our problem on Talbot Street, you and I have certainly talked about this before, sometimes it's store owners that are taking up longer than 2 hours. It does not take more than 2 hours to go shop in any of our stores downtown, right? And even if you walk to another one, you're not going to get past 2 hours. So sometimes it's somebody who shouldn't be parking there at all, right? But no, bylaw officers still out there working, but it's not the only job they do.
Yeah.
Right?
I know we were talking about, was there special permissions that were put in place for Uric Pharmacy?
Yeah, we took it down to 30 minutes so that they could get in and out people picking up prescriptions. And it's a temporary bylaw change, and it will go back. But I understand from following Uric, they're getting pretty close to the store being all done, and fireproofing it. I don't mean to make jokes, Jeff and Peter, but it's been a big, long haul for them, and have they ever been quick at doing it? So thank you for recovering one of our big stores downtown, Uric Pharmacies, in a quick way, but being able to serve people who need you because of prescription use.
There's been no problem. So I get my prescriptions there.
Right.
No problem going in, coming out.
Right.
Good to go.
Well, anxious to see the full business back working by the time we get to spring. If I can talk one more about downtown, I had another complaint today that I've moved on to customer service. We're still having difficulty with what the garbage days are downtown. And certainly we love having the housing units above our storefronts. So there's a lot more tenants downtown than perhaps there used to be. And the storefronts putting out their garbage on the wrong days. And then, look, it doesn't take much for a snowplow to hit some garbage or somebody to think it's real funny to kick a garbage bag. And then it becomes the work of that store owner to go clean that up in the morning. It may have been him who put it out at the wrong time, or him or her, but the answer here is we've tried to make it so that if Monday is garbage day, you can put your garbage out Monday morning, not Saturday night.
Right.
Because you're not going to be there till Monday morning. The truck does not come down the street till later in the day on Monday. So we're trying to get that message back out there to watch for that. But of course, somebody said, well, why isn't the city out there clean that up? Well, of course, in some cases we are, but in the majority of cases, the business owner comes to work and goes, oh crap, I got to spend my first half hour cleaning up the front of the store. Might be not to put out the garbage bags when it's not until the day of. Right?
Yeah, we had a question.
While we're busy downtown, like nobody's going there ripping open garbage bags.
Yes.
But when they're left overnight, 2 nights in a row, the odds are something might happen.
Another question we had come in with some of the business owners were asking if garbage collection could be behind the stores. Was it behind the stores ever?
Well, no, some of it is still behind the stores, but no, some of them only have access to the front, and some of the access to those apartments are only out the front.
So yeah, they can't go around.
Right. So
another question was around recycling on behalf, like advocacy on behalf of the businesses in the downtown. Is there anything that can be done?
Well, not only can be done, we've got to be to our environmental services people as to what cost would St. Thomas have to take on to go to recover some of that recycling. But I'm sorry, but if I just mentioned garbage on Talbot Street. So if everybody put out 2 blue boxes on garbage night 2, what would it look like by Monday morning if you put them out Saturday night? Right. So yeah, we'd have to come up with a way. The way the province has done it, it's not the city that's changed the recycling, is businesses, they assume, enterprises can take their own recycling to the recycling center. Well, it certainly means it's not scattered across Talbot Street, but let's see if there's a way where we can do it and justify a time when it would happen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That would be great, I think.
Well, we're waiting for that report to come back in the first meeting in March.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that, people will be excited to hear what the results of that are.
Right.
Dale's asking, why isn't the place beside York's Pharmacy not cleaned up? And this is the building that burned down.
Well, certainly structural cleanup happens immediately so that nothing can collapse or fail. Then the landlord of that building, obviously the assumption is insurance, will take care of the rest of the cleanup, as we saw across from the bistro, the place beside the, right? And so that cleanup all happens. Then the third step of that is, now what are we doing to ready it for reconstruction? And, some of it is I will say in some cases it has to do with the fire marshal saying, we haven't cleared the site yet, you can't go on there and do anything. Not always the case, but that's one of the cases. The second one is then the insurance companies questioning who's paying for what and how it's being paid for.
Right.
And then the third, are we rebuilding the building? And if we are, we don't want to take anything down that might be still usable. So look, I've asked almost daily as the mayor, where are we on things like the fence in front of the one going back to the Moore Street
old transit building, the station,
and these are not easy, but safety is the number one thing we look at. And while there's a chance of it being unsafe, we're going to keep fencing up.
Right.
And the same thing is happening kind of on Talbot in front of Crazy Joe's gym next to York's. So.
Yeah. We had a question in from Tony about the Port Stanley terminal rail. He says they've announced a $500,000 repair bill for bridge bracing. This is sad news and needs to be done. Joe, do you think this may hurt the rail connection to London?
Well, we don't truly have a rail connection in London except for CN now, but PSTR uses the piece from St. Thomas to Port Stanley as a tourism run a lot. And I know that we're past the Santa tourism runs, and we're about to get to the Easter Bunny tourism runs on the PSTR. And part of the problem is that this bridge has to be able to do what it's supposed to do. Now, there's varying degrees of what it could do. If it was a commuter rail, it would need to be far greater capacity than if it's a tourism thing. So a very small tourism train goes over. I've read the story. I'm waiting to hear back from them as to how they're going to deal with the bridging of fixing the abutment of the bridge. That's a huge bill for LMPS to do. Obviously, as we've talked about that, and our own museum here and Elevated Park, the contribution of other levels of government make a huge difference, provincial and federal from a tourism point of view. And this is a tourism train. So I'll be happy to advocate on their behalf as they get towards the fixing of it.
Got a coming in from Julian about being on the show. And absolutely, one of these days, Julian, we're going to bring you back. We just have to figure out the scheduling for all of that.
We just don't know if we have the electronics capacity to handle the questions we'll get if Julian was here.
He is a man about town.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. All the questions. All right. And then railway announcement follow-up. There was an announcement that came out last week.
On the museum itself,
Yeah.
we obviously we've been as upfront as we can about of the city's obligation for the repair of the building. Our chief building inspector also has suggested that there is nobody in the building except for staff and only on short periods of time to do certain things, while the building gets another engineering report as to what will it take, what are the weak spots, what's the safety piece, and we're waiting for that report. That's the chief building inspector's obligation after seeing a report, going and looking, deciding that the front end was from a Christmas event point of view, the Christmas tree event was safe enough because it had been used, that area had been used a lot, but let's not go too far. Let's get this one done and then decide what's going next and ask for new engineering reports. So that's where we're at. I know that in talking to Will and Scott from the museum board, I know they're having a communication meeting with their members on the 12th of March. And I think a lot more will come out of that as to what it will take. Right? I mean, you'd have to be hiding under a rock not to have heard over the last 25 years that the museum's got some structural issues. Some of them are easier to fix than others, but it's a very big old building. I'm not an engineer, right? In this case, a structural engineer, and our chief building inspector does know these things. So he's working with the museum from a safety point of view to say, we're at the right place. Get someone to come and look at it as to how it could be fixed. And then you guys would have to look at what would we do? How would it be done? Where would the money come from? And how much would it cost? And how long would it be that the building would be closed?
All right. Julian has a question. Joe, can you be on more than one bus on the weekend for Talbot instead of just the one bus?
I don't know what the weekends. Daily, the bus is about every 15 minutes, and I don't think that changes, except perhaps maybe the one every half hour on Talbot Street on the weekends. But I'll look into it, Julian. I'll find out for you.
Because there is more than one bus on Talbot.
Yeah, all the time during the week. I don't think that changes on Saturday and Sunday. It may become one less, but should be okay. But I'll find out from our transit people, is it that different on Sunday or Saturday and Sunday?
All right. So now we've got some events here.
Great.
We've got a sourdough workshop, February 22nd from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Harvest Table, Rustic Designs. Tickets are available.
Right.
Rotary Music Festival. Oh, love that. February 23rd to 27th. Visit the St. Thomas Music Festival website for programs, times, and venues.
Right.
Springwater Maple Syrup Festival 2026, starting March 13th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hot as Hat Comedy Tour, March 20th, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Railway City Brewing. Tickets available. Comedy Competition House of Cards, February 20th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Portside Art Institute. Euchre Night, February 26th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Caps Off Brewing.
All skills welcome. That means you can come.
I love it when I'm welcome at these things. Include my skill level.
I love playing euchre over there. So
I do too. Joe he's a deadly euchre player. Just for anybody who knows, I'm not sure I've ever beat you in euchre. Shamrock Shuffle, March 28th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Right.
Fundraiser for the Inn. More details on their Facebook page.
It's a big fundraiser for the Inn too, folks. And we do recognize that we may be reducing homelessness at a pretty good rate here in St. Thomas. It does not mean the Inn does not need your help. It needs a pile of help to finish 2026 and into early 2027. So the Shamrock Shuffle is their biggest fundraiser of the year. Get dressed in green and go for a little shuffle, right? And help fundraise for the Inn. It's very important that you help.
Yep. And if you want to see what it's like, you can check out their page. You can also check out Established Media. I've done photos for them for the past couple of years. Yep. So it's a blast.
Coming up, the coldest night of the year is February 28th.
I got to get my donations in for that.
Yeah, I'm over helping. I was going to say I'm walking. That would be a mistake for me to say. But yes, that's February 22nd, 28th, right?
Yeah. And we got
a great group playing at Princess Ave Playhouse on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Maggie's Wake. Now, if you don't, I'm a little a little bit of favoritism here, okay? Because they are a fantastic Celtic band. They just got back from Ireland. I believe they're in Calgary this week. And funny enough, I was amazed to see they were booked in St. Thomas at the Playhouse on St. Patrick's Day. Now, my niece is a fiddler in that band.
Yeah.
And she is incredible. But this is a great Celtic band. So I bought my tickets today.
Very cool.
I'm going. Tim's going to be mad because I'm going to Princess Head Playhouse to see St. Patrick's Day.
Not a comedy event.
Well, and not an improv night. I'm going to have to do one now.
Yeah. We've also got the Ennis Sisters. And they are staples in the St. Thomas music circuit.
St. Thomas loves them, so keep coming back.
And they're going to be at the St. Thomas and Elgin Resettlement Committee presents the Juno Award winners, Ennis Sisters. And they're going to be at the St. Anne's Center in St. Thomas on March 26th. You got some time, but get your tickets because they're all going to sell out.
Because things sell out.
And they're only $40.
Well, and this is what I thought with Maggie's Wake at Princess Head Playhouse. That is not a huge venue. It is a great
like 120, something like that.
When you get a great band in town for a special day, then I thought I better get them now. Even, watch. I'll have 14 other mayor's things I got to do that day, but get them now.
Yep. Yes. And then we've got the Elgin County Women's Leadership Conference coming up on March 28th, 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Senior Center. It's organized by the Gene Collective.
Oh, excellent. We have a business after 5 this week at the Respite.
Tomorrow, Our Place Respite.
This week, I'm mixed up because I'm thinking it's Monday.
I know.
And tomorrow is Wednesday.
That's what I was going to say. So I'm a bit crazy because I
can't figure out what day of the week it is.
I needed a nap before Mayor's Update, so I knocked on the door at Caps Off, and I was like, Rick, he's brewing. I was like, can I have a nap on your couch?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, come on in. Yeah. So I had a nap.
You're close.
I know, we're right here.
Excellent.
So thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. It was helping keep the energy up for today. So those are our main events right there. We've got Global Flavors. It's going to come to the end of its run in the month of February. Rarely State Tourism puts that on with a bunch of partners, and it's a fantastic event. So
I'm trying to read questions as you're speaking. So when I get old, I can't read the questions.
We've got another shout out for the Employment Services Elgin Open House on February 20th.
Yeah, don't forget.
1 to 5.
Find the job of your dreams.
Yeah.
Now that I maybe won't have the mayor's job, won't have the mayor's job. I better go see what else there might be out there.
And if you want to work at PowerCo, they're going to have a booth there. So you can talk to them about what's available.
What's necessary for you to be on the floor at PowerCo. Get in and find out because you've got a couple of years or a year and a half. But boy, we better start filling those positions now.
Tony Bendel's saying he's walking for Cold Night of the Year.
Yes.
And his employer is going to double any donations. So if you donate to Tony Bendel,
I should put my money through Tony because it means twice.
Exactly.
Okay. Did everybody hear that? Give your donations to Tony because we can double up the donations with his employer finding out that Tony raised $4 million.
You imagine? I bet they've got a cap on there. I bet they've got a cap. Tony's a good fundraiser.
To this level. No, I've seen Tony fundraise.
Julian is wondering if he needs a permit if he wants to sell muffins or lemonade.
Yes.
And a certified kitchen, probably.
Well, that's it's not as much a permit as it is a certified kitchen, and the health unit saying yes. Yep.
All right.
I did just see some young lad that's making cinnamon buns, but he went through the trouble of finding a certified kitchen and the right packaging and stuff.
Speaking of that, Horton Market. They've got a kitchen that it's either coming online,
a certified kitchen,
or it's going to be online soon. Where you can, it's been like a development.
Another place you might be able to rent, a certified kitchen to test out a product. When Stephanie and I first started in the granola business, we ended up with a full factory of our own, but we rented a certified kitchen of Kate's. That she was a wedding cake maker, but we could use her kitchen to test out our recipes. So anybody starting in the food business needs to find that type of kitchen. So
So Julian, I would say reach out to the Horton Market and see where they're at if you're looking for a certified kitchen. All right.
And they will be renting it. It won't be free, but we do these community things. Right.
Churches also have some as well, usually.
Yeah, often a church has a certified kitchen.
And they'll rent them out as well for different rates. All right, we're coming to the end of our time here. Any more thoughts before we wrap up for this week?
Wow, it's been an exciting week, and I want to thank everybody for their love this week after I made the announcement of my retirement in 8 months last week. Had a lot of fun making a lot of speeches and a lot of interviews. I've got some more of them still happening. But I want to thank the citizens of St. Thomas and certainly the people who come on Mayor's Update to ask tough questions every week that hopefully we can answer. Thank you for making this a great, fun job to do. So, and thank Grayden for always being there for me, even though I locked him out of the office tonight while I was finishing council. So,
No, it's a pleasure. It's a true pleasure, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking the questions.
We'll see you next week.